Hey, Abundant Parents, it's Leah, and I have Courtney here, who was our guest this month on the Abundant Parent Community Workshops. She shared really valuable information about essential oils, but there was just so much jam-packed into our workshop that we wanted to offer just a little bit more information about how you can support some really big, important elements in your life, and that is sleeping. It is your hormones, which is really, really huge for all parents, but maybe even more specifically for women. And then lastly, to support emotions. And that's not just you as the parent, but also the emotions of your kids. So Courtney, can you share a little bit more about how essential oils can really support those really big parts of your parenting dynamic?
Yeah, definitely. So we definitely can always use more sleep as mamas, and we always want our kiddos sleeping more, sleeping longer,
Yes.
Connecting those sleep cycles. So that was a big area that I kind of focused on when I first got into oils, and I wanted to share a couple more favorites with you guys. So cedarwood is a huge fave for me personally, because when I can't sleep at night, I don't know about you, but it's because my brain will not shut off. It's just going. And so I actually love to put a drop of this under my big toe, which is our VitaFlex point that connects to our brain.
So if it's for my foot and you say under your big toe, do you mean
on the bottom of my big toe?
Okay, so
actual toe.
Not like where the ball of your foot would be, but actually.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. If you look up kind of Chinese foot mapping or any of those charts, that connects to our brain. And so that really helps me. So cedarwood's a big one. I also love to use that for my little one, mainly topically, but you can diffuse it as well. Northern Lights black spruce. Girl, you got to smell this oil.
Okay.
This is like an emotional oil, but also sleep. This is kind of our current, this with lavender.
That reminds me of like campfire.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
This is spruce.
In a good way.
Good.
Not forest fires, campfires.
Forest fires with lavender. Yeah. This is just, it's like a dreamy forest.
Is this something that you could kind of create a spray and mist on pillows and stuff at night?
Absolutely. Absolutely. With a little witch hazel, or if you use like 80 to 100 proof alcohol, that helps kind of emulsify that oil.
I actually have like a teeny tiny bottle of like 100 proof vodka that I use for making my own perfume and stuff.
Sure.
I mean, I'm pretty hardcore, but that's a little bit much for me.
Yeah, homemade perfumes. It just helps the oil and the water mix and make that pillow spray, make a linen spray. It's so great when you're traveling and you want to feel like you're at home, just making those.
I know your little one is still really little. She's 2.
Almost 2.
My kids are 6 and 9, but I still really struggle with making sure that they are getting enough sleep, and then in turn that I'm getting enough sleep. So even though my kids are older, I'm still looking for sleep support options, and this is a fantastic
way to do that kind of naturally. Yep. Another oil, this is a combination of lavender, cedarwood, and Roman chamomile, which Roman chamomile, you'll find out, it's an amazing sleep oil, but it's very hard to source. So hard to find, but this is the combination roller. You can make one your own, I think you have this one. This is great. We roll it on my little one's spine, on the bottoms of her feet. We even roll it on her jawline when those teeth are trying to come through. So
that's cool. So not even inside the mouth, but just outside.
Yes, because that interrupts her sleep when she's teething. That can totally
hurt so much when they're teething.
It's so sad.
It is.
Another one is, this is a specific blend from Young Living. It's called Sleepy Eyes. There's lavender in here, all sorts of really,
but should not actually be put in the eyes.
Yes, not sleepy eyes. Sleepy, you know what I mean. Sleepy eyes. Oh, okay. But yes, diffusing topically. We actually have a roller right on the top of this, and we just love to roll it.
I love that it has that option to
to reuse these bottles and you can reuse the rollers super easily. Let's see if I go to sleep. Just kidding.
It's like the different mason jar fittings for the essential oil world.
Exactly. So those are kind of my main ones that we use for sleep that have really worked well for our family. And it's kind of finding what works for you and what your body responds to. Let's jump into a little bit of hormones. I left one of those at home.
Let's be real. There's never really a little bit of hormones.
A lot of bit of hormones. This is kind of a world that I'm still discovering. I've had, issues with my hormones, PCOS.
We were talking about in the workshop. I have PCOS. You have PCOS. I haven't delved into essential oils for supporting myself hormonally. I've delved into stress management and eating healthy. I feel like this would just skyrocket me into more healing on that plane.
Absolutely. And I mean, diet and all that goes into it and supporting that endocrine system, which then in turn affects our emotions. So I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism few years ago, I was just so tired all the time. And so I have now actually gotten off those medications by adjusting my diet. And then I love to roll. This is called Endoflex. It has spearmint. You can actually find all the ingredients online, but I roll this. I'll even show you because I forgot to do it this morning just on my thyroid every single morning. And it doesn't have to be on your thyroid. You can roll it wherever, but I love this. Some people take it, the Vitality version, in capsules for internally supporting that system, but that's great. Another one I don't have here is a serum that actually has progesterone from wild yams. And I've learned all of our kind of toxic care products that we've used for 30 years, they act like hormones in our systems. And so they cause things like infertility, PCOS.
And they're actually called hormone disruptors. And that includes things like non-natural fragrances that you can find in perfumes and all the fragrances.
Soap, laundry soap. I mean, everything. And so they act like estrogen, and our body thinks we have this estrogen dominance. And so it whacks everything out, like our thyroid and weight gain. I mean, just everything. And so if we can kind of bring some balance back to that, then that's just a great thing to do for our systems.
That's awesome.
And then,
okay, so tell us about the whole big emotion piece, because I know that can happen for kids when they're going through transitions or they're tired, but it can also happen for us when we're tired or we're having huge transitions.
Oh man, I should have brought this book I have. It's called Inner Transformations. No, hold on. It's called Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils. And it has been so helpful with just using this sense of smell that we have. We have this amazing sense that we've been given that we can't fight it. When you smell something, your body and your brain actually react. Your limbic system, your amygdala react and respond before you can stop your body.
That actually makes a lot of sense, because how often can you come across like a certain scent and it just transports you to another time in your life when there was that specific smell that triggered something. For me, it's like when I go someplace that's a more humid climate and there's a really specific smell to the outdoors and the vegetation and stuff. And it always transforms me to time that I spent on the East Coast visiting family in Connecticut. And I don't know what it is, but it just it takes me on this little vortex wormhole ride right back to that memory point.
Exactly what it is. And we can actually even release some of, those more negative emotions and memories associated with things using oils. It's really cool. So as you know, we have big emotions sometimes with our kiddos or just with life in general. And then our kiddos, they're the littlest things in our minds can cause these big emotions because they're just navigating the world. Yeah, it's a very big thing for them. So some citrus oils are huge. That's, going to be your lemon, orange, tangerine. And then bergamot is one that I have found particularly helpful. It is actually in the citrus family. You should smell this. And it is just when I'm in a funk and I just really need
that's really nice
to get out of that, that has just been really supportive for me personally. And then I have a few blends here that I love. Stress Away, which we talked about in the workshop. It smells pretty much takes me to Mexico. So you're talking about being transported.
It's like healthy Calgon.
I love it. So good. This with, it's a blend called White Angelica, which White Angelica actually has some bergamot in it. This combination.
And I've used White Angelica as a flower essence.
Okay.
So I'm definitely curious.
So good. I mean, emotionally, this combination has been amazing. It's in that book we showed. It's called Oil and Glass, the Tantrum Tamer Roller. My baby, it has been worked wonders for her. And me too. I wear it as perfume, honestly, and it isn't disrupting my hormones, and it's helping my emotions not be so big. Just inhaling that, even out of the bottle, we can just taking that time, like you said, earlier, just taking a time out to ourselves, just going away, and we can bring that to a new level with inhaling some oils that are just going to bring that calm to us. And Valor, this one, super, super great oil in the world. Oopsies, that's Tranquil. Just love to roll them on, and just, it brings, just so much calm to me.
And we talked about this a lot in the workshop, which you can still catch. It's the Abundant Parent Community Workshops. You can find it at theabundantparent.com, where Courtney goes into a lot more detail about more oils, how to use them, the specifics of incorporating them into your life. But this was just a little bit of an extra bit that there was just too much content to provide. So we wanted to provide a little bit extra here. So you can find Courtney at Learn and Love to Oil. She's on Facebook. She's also on Instagram. She is available in our Facebook group all month to answer all of your questions about essential oil. And thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.